It's a tremendous honour to be selected to be the president of the biggest sporting organisation in the country and the biggest amateur organisation in the world. I was born and reared in Glasnevin actually, and still live in the homestead. Would have played football around the laneways around where I live, and often if you didn't go to Croke Park you would actually hear the roar from matches. I would have always come to matches with my father. I always remember the 1965 All-Ireland final, and that's one outstanding game in my mind of my trips to Croke Park and being on the canal end. And then I got involved playing with my local club in Fina. Went to college, became a school teacher, and that got me involved in coaching as I played for Fina. And then I got involved with managing the senior team in Fina, and then I went on, I was a selector with Dublin minor teams, and I managed the Dublin minor team in 2005. That's the playing area. In terms of administration, I got involved with the Dublin Schools Committee, then I became chairman of the Leinster Schools Committee. And subsequent to that, then I was coaching in games, chairman for 6 years in Leinster, vice chairman in Leinster, chairman in Leinster, and then Uachtarán Tufa. I think my background in coaching and in managing teams and being involved in teams gives me an understanding of what is the real key operation of this organisation. It is games, and it's getting volunteers to give of their time, be it, in a managerial capacity or a coaching capacity, to actually bring on players and see them develop. And that has always given me a great pleasure to see young lads that you've actually coached develop into better footballers. Some of them gone on to play inter-county and some have gone on to play senior with your club. I think volunteerism is critically important, but it's hugely important in your own personal development. And there is an old saying, when you give something you get plenty back. And I would honestly say that when I've gone for interviews for jobs and that situation, that my volunteerism and my experiences gained by being a volunteer have stood to me. I was involved in the Irish Red Cross Society for over 20 years. I gained an awful lot from that. I actually finished up as the national vice chairman for a period of 2 years. I think the GAA, because of the complex nature of the organisation, faces challenges on numerous fronts. I mean, people talk about the amateur status, and I think that's key to the success and the continuum of our organisation as it is. And I think we need to look at trying to address that and hold back the tide that is there to erode the actual value that the amateur status is to us as an organisation. I think we've got to look at our development programmes of young players and see, are we getting it right, or are we creating elite young lads at far too early a stage in their life? So I think we need to review that and have an address to that. But I think critical to the whole organisation is the club. And, I'm putting a committee in place called the National Club Committee, and the idea and the background to that committee is going to be engaged with the clubs and see how can we make the operation of our clubs easier, and how can we make sure that there's a strong connect between the club all the way up through the organisation.